In today's lecture, we will study about Turing machine as a unary to binary converter. In the previous lecture, we have seen that how Turing machine works as an adder. Okay, and in the previous lecture, we see that how we could write something on the tape and some mathematical function, that is addition, which is called basically transducer. So in this lecture we will study about Turing machine as an unary to binary converter. Okay, so before going to this, let us do one thing. Okay, so let us write the heading Turing machine as unary to binary converter. Okay, so before going to this, let us see some number representation. We will not change the base. Normally unary to binary you have to change the base, but we will do in another way. So let us say this is unary, this is binary. So in unary, if you say 1, binary it is also 1. Unary it is 2, so binary representation is like this way. Unary representation is 3, binary representation is 1011, sorry. If it is 4, then binary representation is 100. If it is 5, binary representation will be like this way. Okay, so this is unary and binary representation. And doing the problem, we will consider two things, that when we will read one unary, okay, we will represent it as we will replace this 1 as x, that is 1 has been read. And when we will read 1 for binary, we will represent that 1 as z, and when we represent 0, we will read this 0, replace this 0 as suppose you can say as y. Okay, so we will represent 1 as z and 0 as suppose y. Okay, and now let us take a tape. Okay, so let us take an infinite tape. I will not take infinite tape, so this is a tape I am taking, and let us say there are some 1, let us say 5. Okay, 1 2 3 4, and this is 5, and in right, this is all blank symbol. You can take any number of blank symbol. This is also blank symbol. Okay, so there are n number of blank symbol is there. Okay, so now let us start with converting unary to binary. Okay, so suppose, let us say one thing, suppose okay, you know how to represent this. So suppose, let us say I want to represent 1 1 in binary. So with this xz, what we will do, it will be nothing but zz. For 1 it will be z, for 1 0 it will be zy, for 1 1 zz, for 1 0 1 it will be z y y, for 1 0 0, and for 1 0 1 it will be z y z. Okay, so these are the representation. We will use this representation over here. Okay, so now let us begin. So let us say we will start from q0 state. Okay, so starting from q0 state, first you read this, you can say this 1, replace this, this is a unary format, so this is a unary. Okay, so 5 1 is given, so you have to convert this 5 1 into binary, that is in unary it is 5 1, binary it will be 1 0 1. So first you read with this 1, replace this 1 by x, obviously, so replace this 1 by x. So I will replace this 1 by x and moves towards left. Okay, now what I will do, I will use this blank symbol in our program. So I move towards left and I will reach to the state, suppose q2. Okay, and from q2, now my pointer is pointing to this one, because I have read this 1, then I replace this 1 by x and move towards left, so and go to the q2. So q2 is now reading, sorry, Q2, it will be Q1 because Q0, Q1. So keeping in the sequence, it should be Q1. So Q1 is now reading this blank. Okay. So what it will do, it will convert this, since I have read 1, 1, I have to convert this 1 into binary. So Q2 will do what? It will simply, it will read blank. Okay. It will replace this blank by Z and moves towards right. Okay. So it will replace this blank by Z and moves towards right. Now see, Z means what? Z means 1. So you have read 1, 1 in unary and you convert this unary to the binary, that is Z. Okay. So now your Turing machine is pointing towards X. Okay. So state is Q0 and it is reading X. So in this case, you will represent this, that if you are in Q0, if you read X, then just replace X by X or read X by X and moves towards nothing but right. Okay. So you read X and you replace this X by X and moves towards right. Now your pointer is pointing to the 1. So now you are in Q0, you are reading 1. So Q0, you are reading 1, replace this 1 by X and moves towards left. Okay. Now if you are moving towards left and you are in Q1 state. Now Q1 state is doing what? Q1 state is reading this X. Okay. Because previously you have replaced this 1 by X. So Q1 is reading this X. Okay. So it will read X. It will replace this X by X and moves towards left. Okay. And moves towards left. Next, it will read Y. Sorry, Z. It will read Z. It will represent this, replace this Z by Y. I am telling Y. And it will move towards left. So now Q1 is reading this one. Now see, you have replaced this this Z by Y. Okay. Now see, you have read 2, 1. 2, 1 means what? 1, 0. So this should be 0. So it is now 0. Okay. Now see, now Q1 replaced this Y by, sorry, Q1 is reading this Z, replace this Z by Y. Q1 reading Z, replace this Z by Y and moves towards left. Now Q1 is reading blank. Q1 is reading blank. It will replace this blank by Z. Okay. And moves towards right. Okay. So, and we'll go to the Q0 state. Now see, already you go to the Q0 state. Now see, ZY. Now what is ZY? ZY means 2, 1, 0. Okay. And already you have read 2 ones. So it is in unary and in binary it is now ZY. ZY. Okay. Hope you understand this. Now Q0. Q0 is now reading what? Q0 is now reading Y. Okay. So Q0 is now reading this particular Y. It will do what? It will replace this Y by Y and moves towards right. And it will do nothing. Next, it will Q0, it will read X, replace this X by X and moves towards right. Okay. So now, you are in Q0, you are reading this X1, so replace X by X, next X1, X by X, and finally you reach this one. So Q0 is now pointing to this particular one. It will replace this 1 by X and moves towards left, and it is already in Q1 state. So Q1 is now read X, replace this X by X, moves towards left. Q1 is pointing here, Q1 is again reading X, replace this X by X and moves towards left. Now Q1 is reading this particular Y. So Q1 is reading this particular Y. So what we will do, it will read Y, it will represent this Y by Z and moves towards right. So it will represent this Y by Z and moves towards right. Now see, what is have done? I have read 3 ones, that is 3, and ZZ means 1, ZZ, this is also in 3. So already in binary you have convert this. So now you are in Q0 state. You are going to read this X, 3X you have written, and finally again you will read this one, this 1, you will replace this 1 by x and moves towards left and go to the q1 state. Q1 state is reading this x, this one, go to the left, again reading this x, this one, go to the left, again reading this x, again it will read this z. Okay, so just it keep on reading z. Okay, and it will do what? It will replace this z by now y. Okay, and moves towards left, and after moving towards left it is again reading this z. Okay, represent this z by y, moves towards left. After left, now q1 is reading blank. Q1 is reading blank. It will replace this blank by z and moves towards right. Okay, in right, and it will go to the q0 state. So q0 state is now currently reading y, replace y by y and go to the right. Again it will read y, replace y by y, go to the right. Again it will moves, read will y, x, then again x, 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 this one. But see what we have done over here. Z y y means what? 1 0 0, that is 4. We have already read these 4 ones and have replaced these 4 ones by z y y, that is also 4. Okay, so again it will go over here, it will represent this x by x. Okay, then it will move back, and finally what it will do, it will going to move back, and while moving back, so it will represent this y by z. See, it will represent, and it will come over here. Q1 then will read this y, it will replace this y by z. Okay, and we'll go to q0 state. Q0 state will read y, replace this y by y, moves towards right. Okay, and set like this way, it will go direct, it will move towards right, and it will read this read all these sequences, and finally it will go moving towards right, and finally it will read this blank. So while reading this blank, it will do nothing, it will replace blank by blank and moves towards right and go to the, because all 5 ones has been read and it is represented by C. What is the number? Z y z, z y z. Now z y z means 5. So in unary it has written 5, and in binary it is represented by z y z. And so suppose it is in the final state q0. Okay, so this is something about how to convert the Turing machine, or how to use a Turing machine to convert a unary number to the binary converter. Okay, hope you understand this one. It is a very important for exam purpose. So first you have to represent all the unary in ones. Corresponding, I have write all this in binary format, but I have used, when I am replacing all these things, while replacing the unary one, I replace this 1 by x for the unary, and for binary 1 replaced z and 0 is by y, 0 is y. Okay, so this is for the unary, and this is I have done for the binary. In this way a total example is done. Hope you understand this. Okay, thank you.